Oh, hello, this is Tak Chung from Walk with Tak. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share. If you have any question regarding this video or any other video that I have posted in the past, please write to me at walkwithtak@gmail.com. If you have any other videos that you would like me to make, please let me know. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. In my fast cooking system, I have 4 components, that is flavor chasing, advanced prepping, stir frying, and template-based cooking. I always call flavor chasing is the intellect of this cooking system, because with flavor chasing, you always have to think about how do you achieve the flavor that you want. I have what I call a flavor toolkit, which I have a set of flavor that I use, and I put them in squeeze bottles, so it's easy for me to dispense them. And they are oyster sauce, light soy sauce, dark soy sauce, Hoisen sauce, and quite often I have a Korean barbecue sauce. Now, of all the sauces that I have in my flavor toolkit, the sauce that have the greatest importance is the oyster sauce. Now, oyster sauce is an extremely popular sauce, particularly in Cantonese cooking, because it's originated from the southern part of China in the Guangdong province. In fact, if you go to a Chinese restaurant in the United States, almost every dishes will have oyster sauce in it. And the reason is simple, because most of the Chinese American restaurants in the United States are from the people who came from the Guangdong province. So their cooking is very much Cantonese. Now, oyster sauce is well known for a number of reasons. One of the most important reasons is that because it is extremely flavorful. It is great for stir frying. Oyster sauce, the typical flavor is that it contains a very savory taste, as well as it has a very nice texture. Now, oyster sauce is so popular, as you can see here, you can buy them in a 5-pound can. But of course, most of the oyster sauce come in bottles, and they make by a company called Lee Kum Kee, which make all different kind of sauces. But they actually got famous is because of their oyster sauce. This is the Lee Kum Kee oyster sauce, which frequently known as the fisherman's oyster sauce, because on the bottle you have the picture of a fisherman or fisher lady. There are different grades of oyster sauce as shown in here. The most common grade that you find in almost most stores that you buy oyster sauce have a Panda on it, and it's known as the Panda brand oyster sauce. Now, the Panda brand oyster sauce is less expensive than the fisherman's oyster sauce, and the reason is that the fisherman's oyster sauce have more oyster extract, and here shows the component of the oyster sauce. Now, the oyster sauce is a very versatile sauce, simply because it actually is already thickened with cornstarch in it. So it is kind of a one-step sauce making. So when you do stir frying, if you want to make a sauce, you just put some oyster sauce. It will already has a thickened sauce. It's very different like when you put in soy sauce. Now, oyster sauce can be used for, in this case, as a garnishing sauce, that you just put it on top of a dish that you have already been cooked. Oyster sauce originated in the southern part of China. However, in the past 40 to 50 years, oyster sauce has spread all over the world. In fact, many countries you can buy oyster sauce, and in fact, people are using oyster sauce in almost many different kind of dishes, not even include Chinese dishes. Now, as the term refers to, oyster sauce is actually originated from excess oyster that are found in Guangdong province. And instead of finding way to use the oyster, they will boil down the oyster and extract the flavor from the oyster. And because of the reason, you can actually make your own oyster sauce. There are recipes online that will allow you to make your own personal oyster sauce. Now, oyster sauce make a company which known as Lee Kum Kee, a company that are based in Hong Kong, become extremely famous as well as wealthy because of the oyster sauce that they produce. Of course, now they produce many other kinds of sauces as well. The use of oyster sauce is truly universal. Many dishes will contain oyster sauce. When I growing up in Hong Kong, I remember almost every dishes my family cook will put a little bit of oyster sauce in it. Now, the way to use oyster sauce, the best way, is that to use it by testing how it will work in different type of dishes. Because some dishes, the oyster sauce will work much better as compared to other type of dishes. In fact, oyster sauce can be used not only in the vegetable dishes, there's a famous vegetable dish called gailan, and it contains oyster sauce as a garnishing sauce. And this gailan has achieved great popularity. It's one of the most well-known Cantonese vegetable dish. However, oyster sauce can be used in a different way because oyster sauce has different effect on different type of food ingredients. Some food ingredients require more oyster sauce and some require less oyster sauce. You can use oyster sauce by itself, and oyster sauce actually is a good substitute for soy sauce. And you can combine oyster sauce together with another sauce which is known as Hoisen sauce, which also comes from the southern part of China. This sauce has a sweetness to it. When you combine oyster sauce and Hoisen sauce together, you can frequently create a dish with a distinctive teriyaki flavor characteristics. Of course, there are many other ways to create teriyaki flavor. So when you use oyster sauce, the best way is what I would call titrating, that you will add a little bit at a time and you taste it, and then you can decide whether you want to add more. And then you add Hoisin sauce, and when you combine them together, then it will give you the type of flavor that will be quite interesting as well as distinctive depending on the food ingredients that you have. Now, I always put oyster sauce in a squeeze bottle. And the reason is that because I purchase oyster sauce in a 5-pound can, which is much more economical in comparison to you buy them in a bottle. And then when I open up the can, and I will store them in a glass jar. I put the glass jar in the refrigerator, and oyster sauce can be stored in the refrigerator for up to several months without any impact. The next thing I will do is that I will transfer the oyster sauce in squeeze bottles. The advantage of squeeze bottle is that it is far more spontaneous when you are using them to put sauce in your stir fry, because you can put them in a much more precise amount as you pour directly from the bottle. So transferring the oyster sauce into a squeeze bottle actually is extremely beneficial. It is very efficient. It will allow you with a much greater flexibility in how you manage your sauces. I post a video each day to help you to make home cooking as part of your daily routine using my fast cooking system. And with this cooking system, it will help you to make home cooking practical, efficient, creative, and fun, so you can make home cooking as part of your daily routine. If you would like to learn more about this cooking system, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. So keep on cooking. I will see you tomorrow.